WWE Champions, we got a brand new character to preview. It is Daniel Bryan. Hell No is a powerhouse. They actually renamed him. He's now called Hell No, which makes a lot more sense. Model looks amazing. He's actually a brand new zombie. Normally all previous zombies are based off the toy line from Mattel, but they pretty much ran out of those. So now they're making them, and this one is the first one, Daniel Bryan. So if we have a look at the card, coach ability at 13,000 maxed is health, steal, move, steal, 31% more health. That's a pretty sizable one. Can be useful, for example, on a zombie Roman Reigns. That's definitely useful. Links with zombies 2020 and modern era. Only one set of gear. Now the first move set we're gonna have a look at. Let me just put the cat down. Bye-bye. Gonna need both hands for that. So we're gonna have a look at the red one, green 2. Red one, no kicks. It is 12 MP red move, deal 133.3 thousand damage, and swap a 4x4 random area into green gems. Now it doesn't show right now, but this is a finisher. They're gonna update the tooltip, might see it by the time it's live. Zombie attack, 8 MP green move, submission, generate 13 random submission gems and do 9.5k damage for 5 turns, while submission gems are on the gem board. Remaining sub gems turn into blast gems, so that could potentially leave a lot of blast gem on the board. And the Escape from Hell, 6 MP green move, deal 37.3k damage, and choose a 3x2 area to swap into red gems. Now, I forgot to mention it early on, but I don't have Daniel Bryan. This is only a loan for doing this preview, and they take it away. If you watch my previews, you should definitely know by now. So, let's have a look at the trainers and coaches. We're going to be using George Steele to help with the green. I'm not going to go overkill with the trainers on this one. I'm going to try to stay away from the super rare ones unless they're really needed for whatever spec I'll do, because this is a character that, I mean, the event is definitely on the easier side of events to be completed, so if you get lucky with the bags, it's a character that you definitely don't need to be a whale to be able to get whatsoever. You just need to work your ass off feuding and complete the event and be lucky with the bags. It's a lot of ifs, but it's definitely one that you could see the average player getting. So, George Steele, like I said, to start with green. Goldberg to have more damage with reds. Goldberg also do more damage with blues. It's 35% red, 25% blues. Don't really need the blues, but I mean, he's the most leveled of the ones. Like, he could be using, I believe it's Phenom Taker that does red damage. I think Powerhouse Roman does it too. It could be using Slick Rick that does all of them. Could be using green damage also. I believe that's Stardust and Booker T, I think, that do the green. I mean, there's a lot of different trainer options you could put in this slot. I just went with Goldberg because it seems like the one that makes the most sense. Also went with Earthquake here because Earthquake does 15% more damage to red gems again, plus 25% more to blast gems, and he's going to be making blast gems with the submission. Could be using Rey Mysterio that also does that, but definitely not as useful because while he does give an extra 25% to blast, he doesn't give anything to red. He adds one blast, which in this case there's no blast move, so it's useless. Using X-Pac here to get more reds, because that finisher does cost a lot to get going, and the 3x2 alone won't make it unless it connects to a lot of stuff, so X-Pac is going to help there. Could be using DX Triple H to help with the green. Could be using, I would personally use NW Hogan because it would help both colors, but again, trying not to go with overkill trainers here. So let's go with X-Pac. So let's do this. We're going to go versus Andrade. Yes, I do have class advantage over Andrade, but there's a reason for that. It's Andrade with medals and straps and the whole shebang, which means he has about a little over 40% gem resist. I don't have any straps or anything, but the 25% extra from the class advantage plus my Grim 15% more damage and 15% more health from the feud perk, that pretty much equal the 40% he has. Also has the 10% more less damage from all color move, 15% more health. All color moves start with +2 and match the give +1. That is the MLC perk. So my perks plus the class advantage pretty much equals his gem reduction. So it makes this a pretty equal-sided fight. Andrade is a pretty kick-ass character though, so I'm not sure about that. We're gonna see how Daniel Bryan goes against him. It doesn't look like that bad, so let's look at it. He looks pretty cool. Does he keep the sweater? No, he doesn't. I figured he probably didn't keep it. He still looks pretty good. Especially for a character they made up. Alright, so let's use that and make a 3x2 area. Now the good thing about the 3x2 area that we're making is that you actually choose where you put it. So that definitely helps to get those 12 going. I'm going to put it there, but it's probably going to end my turn because it's going to connect to a lot. Yeah. Right. I'm going to use a submission first because hopefully it's going to leave a couple blast gems that I'll be able to hit with the finisher after. Plus it's going to drain his MP. Alright, there is a bunch of them left, although they're pretty bunched up. Let's see if we're gonna hit something with this. Oh, not a single one. What was the odds of that? Alright, let's put some more. Right, 3x2 area. Now I have a lot of blast gems here. Let's if I put it here, it's gonna connect with those two, which are gonna give me those extra, and it's gonna break this one, who's gonna get all of those. So it's gonna connect with quite a few. Let's do this. That ended up doing quite a bit of damage. This works pretty well. This is a moveset you can do starting at 4-star, by the way. Which I'm not even sure you can get him under 4-star anyway. Maybe from the polls they're gonna have him at 3-star. Alright, let's look at something else. All right, second move set is going to be a variation of the first one we saw that was for 4-star. This one's going to be for 5-star. We're going to keep the no kick 12 MP red move, deal 133.3k damage, and swap a 4x4 random area into green gems. That's a finisher, by the way. And the new move that's going to replace the submission is the Knee of the Dame, which is the 5-star move. It's an 8 MP red move, deal 44.6k damage, and choose a 2x7 area to make into blast gem. So you're making 14 of those. And the Escape from Hell 6 MP green move, deal 37.3k damage, and choose a 3x2 area to swap into red gems. Now, the trainers we're going to use for that, Steel, again, to start with 4 more MP. I'm going to be using Batista this time. You could have used Batista on the first move set, by the way. I don't think I mentioned it. Reason I'm using him is because I got 2 red moves here, so I'm going to be making more out of those. Mine is not 9k though, so I'm only getting 45 out of it. At 9k, he would be 50, which would probably be around, well, close to 200k or something for the finisher. Could still be using Goldberg, could be using Slick Rick. I mean, we're going to be blasting a lot of gems with that, so gem damage could definitely be a factor here. Slick Rick would probably be my second choice, just because we're not going to be specifically doing red or green. The blast is going to blast the hell out of any color of gem, so that could be a good option, but it also makes a pretty powerful finisher too. So we're going to keep Batista to try this out. Typhoon again to get 15% more from the red and 25% from the blast gem, which we're making 14 right there. And instead of using X-Pac this time, I went with Rey Mysterio to get just another 25% on those blast gems. So that means all the 14 gems there, they're going to get 50% minimum extra from those 2 trainers. Getting the red didn't seem as much as an issue I thought it would be with the first, since it's a choose area 3x2. So unless there's not a lot of red, probably not going to be that much of an issue to get that finisher going, even though it costs 12. So let's see. We're going to keep going versus Andrade. I think it's a pretty evened out fight. Let's do it. Should end my turn. It does help that he doesn't play it right. Right? Let's make more blast gems. I'll try to put it here because it's fairly central and it's connecting to a bunch of reds. And since I'm making a 4x4 area, that means that pretty much anywhere it's gonna land, it's gonna touch one of those blast gems. If I put it too much on the edge, that 4x4 area could be on the other end and not break anything. So want it in the central zone, basically. That did a pretty decent amount right there. Not getting out of that. That worked out pretty damn well. All right, let's look at something else now. All right, another move set. This time it's going to be the purple, red 2. So it is a Skull Launch, 9 MP purple move, deal 53,000 damage and force your opponent to skip their turn for 2 turns. The Deadly Diving Knee, 9 MP red move, deal 47.3k damage and swap a 7x1 random area into purple gems. And the bite 1 MP purple move, deal 14.3k damage and cause your opponent to bleed for 2 turns. During each of these turns, there's a 50% chance to deal 58.1k bleed damage to your opponent. So it's not a guaranteed that the bleed is going to hit, but it costs 1, so you can put it on every turn, and it lasts for 2 turns. So trainers for that, we're gonna be using more rare trainers for that because it's more of a specialized build basically. So we're gonna use woods to start with more purple. You could be using also not X-Pack, but you could be using Sting to start with the red instead. I kind of like to start with the purple because that means you just need 1 match and you got your stun going. While if you use the red, you need 1 red match and then you do your 7x1 and then it's likely going to end your turn and basically delays your stun by 1 turn if you use Sting instead of woods. Going to be using Set so that the bleed does an extra 50%. Now my Set is not maxed. He's at 6.9k, but if he was at, I think 13k. Yeah, if he was at 13k, that'd be 66% more bleed instead of 50. So I definitely got to work on that. And Guersan as a coach, which I recently got, which is why she's not maxed either. Right now, she's doing 15% more bleed. If she was 9k, she'd do 25% more bleed. So keep in mind, almost like a good 26% extra bleed that could be there if they were both maxed. I'm putting Hollywood Hogan there. You could be using DX Shawn Michaels instead to help the purple. Could be using X-Pack to load the red that load the purple after. I'm using Hogan because he loads both. So let's do this. This should be pretty interesting. Alright, so we'll get that bleed going. That'll give us the stun. Bleed didn't work. Let's put another stack of bleed. Stun. I don't have any red accessible, so let's go for purple. Stun. Put another bleed. Now I don't have any red or purple. Bleed worked. Still stunned. I do have my red now. Oh, I forgot to use the bleed, damn. Okay, now let's not forget about the bleed now. A little bit of a waste to use it now, but whatever. Didn't end our turn, perfect. Put another stack of bleed. Stun. Get red. And the bleed procced, and that's a pin. That worked out pretty good. I can see this having maybe issues reloading either the red or the purple, because they are not cheap moves. But if you can probably keep in stun a while. Probably not as effective as a stun as Stone Cold, because it's not as cheap as it is. But probably faster to get a win though. Let's look at something else. Alright, yet another moveset. This one's going to be 5-star as well. It's going to be the Escape from Hell. 6 MP green move, deal 37.3k damage, and choose a 3x2 area to swap into red gems. The Deadly Diving Knee, 9 MP red move, deal 47.3k damage, and swap a 7x1 random area into purple gems. And the Knee of the Damned, 8 MP red move, deal 44.5k damage, and choose a 2x7 area to make into blast gem. Basically this one, we're going to use the green to fill both reds. We're going to use the Knee of the Damned to put that 2x7 blast area that we're going to place in a way that you want to hit as many red and green as you can. And that Deadly Diving Knee 7x1 area into purple, we don't care that it's going to be purple, we just care that it's going to line up and break the blast gems. So, trainers for that, going to be using Steel to get that green going ASAP. It's only a 6 MP move to get everything going, so that is a very cheap moveset. The Slick Rick here, because we're going to be breaking all kind of gems right there. We're basically going to be breaking 4 full rows of gems, so it's going to be any color. Could be using Batista to help the red, but those ain't that, I mean, I don't really care that they're going to do 20k each extra. At this point, we're going to be breaking so much gems. I rather have the gems do extra damage. And for that reason, we're going to use, like that previous moveset, both Ray and Typhoon to combine do an extra 50% damage on those 2 full rows of blast gems. Plus Typhoon boosts an extra 15% on reds. That's even better than what Ray does. So let's see this in action. As you can see here, it's 8,500 just for the red. Right, I need just the 6 will be fine, so let's put it in a place that hopefully won't cascade. I just need the 6. Didn't need to match to anything. Perfect. Now blast gems. Ideally I want to hit as much green as I can, because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll get 5 green out of that, plus on my next turn I'll get the 6. That'll reload my green, so this is perfect. Plus it connects to like 5 reds, so that ain't bad at all. But it guarantees me that it's gonna reload, and now this is gonna break it. Might not get the pin. Well, definitely doesn't now. But it's gonna reload the move and I can do it every turn. Well, as long as I get enough green within an area. Okay, let's get out of that. I don't want to wait and break the greens here because I'm gonna need them to reload. So it looks like I gotta break red, which I didn't want to. Right. And the reason I didn't want to break the green is because I'll be using him. Again, I don't want anything to collapse. I want to be sure that I don't hit any red, so I'm gonna use those. I'm just gonna get those 6. Perfect. Now we're gonna put that area. Gonna put it here because again I'm gonna get 6 greens right there, which means I'm reloading everything, plus I'm getting 4 reds in it too. And this is gonna break it. This is pretty effective. Plus it reloads every freaking turn. That's pretty strong. And it only costs 6 to get going, so you could possibly use that like for showdown when you basically lose all your MP. Being only 6 means if you can get a match on your first turn, you'd be good to go on the second. I think that's it, but we're gonna check. Alright, last moveset. This feels like it's the 20th moveset I try for this guy. Definitely a lot of options there. So this one is going to be the green one, purple 2, red 2. It is the Escape from Hell 6 MP green move, deal 37.3k damage, and choose a 3x2 area to swap into red gems. The Deadly Diving Knee 9 MP red move, deal 47.3k damage, and swap a 7x1 random area into purple gems. And the Skull Launch 9 MP purple move, deal 53,000 damage and force your opponent to skip their turn for 2 turns. Pretty much a mashup of everything we saw already. We are going to be using Steel to have that green move ready ASAP. I'm going to use Piper here because, I mean, there's nothing that's going to boost any of the moves. So it's either do with extra gem damage or extra move damage, and we're using 3 different move colors. So I'm going with Piper that adds 23% more damage to all moves. Looked like the more efficient. Typhoon again for red to do 15% more damage, and I did go with Ogun here just since we're going to be using all 3 colors, but you don't really need him. You could be using instead DX Triple H to help regenning that green, because basically the green is gonna fill the red is gonna fill the purple is gonna skip his turn and not fill anything, at which point you need to reload the green, or if you can't, then the red, but primarily the green or the purple. All right, let's do this. We got the red. This is gonna fill the purple and end the turn, obviously. Okay, let's put this done. Let's get the green. Now let's get the red. We need what? We need 7 red, so I need to connect to... Actually, I don't even need to connect to an extra one because I got 1 extra MP from the perks. So let's put it here and be safe. Hope nothing connects. Perfect. Didn't end our turn. This will end our turn though. Still stunned. Let's stun him more. Let's get our green right there. Let's put it here and hope we don't get a purple. Perfect. Right on the edge. That's gonna give us our purple to have the stun again. And the moves are doing quite a bit of damage every time. So that's actually slowly taking him down. Actually didn't even kick out at this one. I had the stun ready. I could go like that all night. Obviously this is definitely more board dependent, because if I wasn't able to get my green, that doesn't help. But if I can get green, well, I can go to purple right away and get it just by getting the purple. Or I can go with the red, and then the red will give me my purple. So you do have 3 options as far as color to go. So while it is board dependent, it's not as board dependent as some other characters. All right, well, that is pretty much it for Daniel Bryan. I wouldn't say that he's top tier by any means, but he's definitely pretty good. I mean, most of the specs we tried are pretty effective. Didn't have much trouble on any of my fights. Did face a guy that I had class advantage over, but he was all filled up with medals and straps, and so, I mean, we basically had equal offsetting buffs. So yeah, definitely a pretty good character. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're not already a sub, make sure to do so to be kept aware when I post new stuff. If you have any questions, ask them, and if you like the video, leave a like and share. See you guys. G out. Ciao.